Syria's south stands on the brink. Once neighbouring Druze and Bedouin communities now face each other as foes. Villages emptied, front lines redrawn. What began as a spark of tension has become one of the country's fiercest battles since the war began. In Syria's south, the scars of sectarian warfare have upended centuries of fragile coexistence. In the province of Sweida, where Druze and Sunni Bedouin communities once lived side by side, the July 2025 clashes have left entire villages deserted, their streets burned, their people displaced. Among the uprooted is the Spy family from the Bedouin village of Zaitun. Faisal Spy recalls the day armed men stormed their neighbourhood, the day his daughter, Malik, was killed just one day before her wedding.
We lived with them without a hint of trouble. We lived together. We bought bread from the same bakery, water from the same shop. Between us and them, it was normal and there was nothing, no issues at all.
The Spy family says they were taken by Druze gunmen and held in a school alongside other Bedouin families. When guards disappeared after 3 nights, they tried to flee. Shots were fired. Faisal was separated from his wife and daughter in the chaos. 3 family members died, including Malik.
It is a plan of displacement. They do not want anyone else with them.
Part of his account is corroborated by videos verified by Reuters, showing Bedouin families detained in Druze-controlled areas of Zaitun. Many fled north to the Dara province, now living in tents on borrowed farmland. Faisal points to a frozen image on his phone, his daughter's final moments.
My daughter Malik, until now, the last thing we know about her is that she was at the Shaba hospital. She was dead and placed in the morgue.
They grabbed her and threw her in the car, and we were thrown into a jeep in front of her. They took us to the Shaba mosque, and they took her to the hospital. I don't know what happened to her afterwards, but they brought me a phone picture of her showing that she died. I saw a picture of her that she died.
Tens of thousands have been uprooted. Entire families erased from the landscapes they once called home. For Faisal, return is not an option.
You cannot go back to an unsafe place. Safety and security are the basis of return to Sweida province. If security, safety, and law sovereignty do not take place, there will not be a return to the province at all.
As sectarian divisions deepened, Syria's new president, Ahmed al-Sharaa, on July 17th, pledged to defend the Druze community and to prevent the country's further disintegration.
I also address our Druze people, who are an integral part of the fabric of this nation. Syria will never be a place for division or fragmentation or sowing discord among its people. We assure you that protecting your rights and freedom is one of our priorities.
The presidency announced a 13-point roadmap on September 16th, negotiated with US and Jordanian envoys, promising investigations into Sweida's violence and the return of displaced residents. But Druze leadership loyal to Sheikh Hikmat al-Hajari swiftly rejected the plan, calling instead for self-determination. Sweida's governor, Mustafa al-Bakur, denied claims of ethnic cleansing, saying the clashes were driven by rogue factions, not state forces.
The factions present in Sweida caused their, referring to Bedouins, displacement and created the problem. As for the issue of ethnic cleansing, that is denied, truly denied. Rather, the state entered to resolve the dispute and clashes between the tribes.
The government detained several security officers accused of abuses. But control on the ground remains fragmented, with Druze militias administering their own zones and Bedouins scattered across southern Syria. Syria's information ministry rejected Druze accusations of genocide in Sweida, saying abuses were committed by all sides. Hajari's office told Reuters that the cleric prohibited any assault against Bedouins, calling them an integral part of our social fabric.
In a statement to Reuters, Hajari's office said the cleric had prohibited any assault against Bedouins, calling them an integral part of our social fabric. The statement noted that their mass withdrawal from Sweida coincided with the departure of government forces, suggesting they left because of the role some played in the violence.
Analyst Mazen Ezi, a Druze journalist, said the scale of displacement was staggering.
What is happening in Sweida is... Let's put it in the appropriate scale. If we are talking about 150,000 Druze displaced from 34 villages that are still under the control of the transitional administration forces and the tribal forces, on the other hand, we have the displacement of 25,000 from the Bedouin tribes.
The sectarian tensions reached their peak on the night of July 16, 2025. Videos authenticated by Reuters show Bedouin men gathered on a veranda in Zaitun as a Druze sheikh orders them to leave.
Sort it out, fix the cars, and leave under God's protection. Your Sunnis came and killed our children. They came 1,000 kilometers to kill.
What followed was a chilling ultimatum.
If there is confrontation between us, and you fire on us, not one of you will remain alive.
Soon after, Faisal's spy said Bedouin families were loaded onto buses under armed guard and taken to a school. Druze militia commander Tariq al-Maghoush defended the evacuation.
The term expelling the Bedouins is unacceptable because we have gathered the Bedouins in safe places within their neighborhoods to evacuate them on humanitarian grounds.
But his tone hardened when asked about the prospect of return.
It is like a cancerous mass referring to Bedouins inside a healthy body and a destructive condition that participated in the bloodshed of Sweida's people. Their return to Sweida is currently completely rejected because they are directly responsible for the bloodshed of Sweida's people.
The violence has redrawn Syria's southern landscape. Once mixed villages now stand divided by fear and blood. Druze fighters patrol their enclaves, Bedouin refugees live in exile, and reconciliation seems a distant dream. 14 years after the Syrian uprising began, sectarian fault lines remain unhealed. In Sweida, the war has changed shape, from political to communal, from national to personal. And for families like the spies, the loss is not just of home, but of faith that home can ever be rebuilt.